there. Went to the grocery store today. Wasn't too bad. People were being nice. Checkers were being nice. Checkers are behind plexiglass now. That's an interesting feeling. Some people don't understand the 6-foot rule. There's a lot of tailgating. Please don't tailgate at the grocery store. It's rude. You know what else is rude? Taking 100 years to choose your thing. I was standing at the end of the aisle and this lady was trying to decide whether or not she wanted these eggs. She read the whole side of the carton of eggs. Either you want eggs or you don't. You don't have to read it. You know what's in it? Eggs. So I'm back now. I made it. And I'm ready to make something. This is a real recipe. This is something I make all the time, even when it's not the end of the world. But I think it's relevant right now because it includes canned fish. How many of you hoarded some canned fish, meats, spam, whatever? I have some salmon because I keep this anyway, but I happened to have this dream about the end of the world where the sky was on fire, and I bought this giant tower of canned salmon at Costco in January. So usually when you get these, there'll be bones and teeth and skin. It is super gross, but these are not. Costco has boneless, skinless canned salmon, and that's good. So I already have one little can in here. I'm gonna put the second can in because, well, I think it needs two. And I've grated 2 cloves of garlic. I use a grater to put the garlic in because I feel like that's a easier way to do it, and it makes it really small for what we're doing here. I'm making salmon cakes. They're like little, like an appetizer almost, like a crab cake, but with salmon. So I have some onion chopped up, putting some onion in. I'm cutting up some cilantro really fine. I think it's good to make sure it's super small because otherwise it's too, you know, nobody wants too many shrubbery sticking out the edge of their salmon cake. Something I figured out at the grocery store today, like one thing that happens to me every single time, I'm standing there trying to get the produce bags to open up and they won't open up, and God help you, you cannot lick your hand. That would be, like you would be a pariah. So also gross, you get the corona, so don't lick your hand. But what I did is I just like touched my cilantro, like just mine, just the one I was gonna get, and it was wet from the supermarket mist. And then I opened the bag and it was fantastic. So there goes in the cilantro. And to this, I have grated some cheddar cheese. I'm putting some cheddar cheese in there. And I know fish and cheese, I often don't think go together, but for whatever reason, in this thing they do. I'm squeezing a lemon. I'm gonna put 1 egg. Now this is some redneck junk right here, but it works. So I have these club crackers. I bought the multigrain ones and my kids won't eat them. So I have an overabundance of club crackers. Cracker crumbs, it's one step back from tater chips. Like if you have a potato casserole with tater chips on it, you probably are at a church lunch somewhere in Tennessee. So, all right, so I'm putting these crackers in and mushing it all up, or I try to get the crackers really small. I mean, you could put breadcrumbs in there if you don't want it to taste as good. I mean, that's how you want to live your life. All right, so I'm putting some kosher salt. And as we have already discussed, some Tonys, because, you know, why not? I'm gonna put some Old Bay, because, oh look, this is brand new. I didn't even know. Well, crap, Old Bay. Oh, that's way, way too much of that. Let's back it off. There we go. See, there's no second take with this here thing because I've already used my ingredients. So we just have to go with what happens. And I like that because there's not, you know, whatever. All right, so I'm putting some Cholula in here because I put Cholula in everything too. And some black pepper, or I would. I bought some, I don't know where it is, and you don't want me to wait while I go find it. So I've turned on my skillet over here. I've got some olive oil. It's going. And did I forget anything? No, it looks good. So now you got a mush. Now, if you had a child that was into mushing things, you could hire a mush man. But right now, mine are downstairs and they're not bothering me. So I'm not hiring anyone, doing this myself. I'm taking out all the aggressions of the day in mushing my fishies. Okay, so you want to get a piece that's about like this. See there? And put it in your hot oil. Now you have to let this go for a few minutes. If you try to get it out too soon, it will fall apart. It will fall apart. Don't do it. Don't be tempted. Leave it to sit there until it develops like a little crust on one side, and then you can flip it over. My granny used to make these, but hers were really simple. It was just that old canned salmon from the regular store, and she would put like an egg and some saltines and call it a day. So this is kind of my riff on that thing. So I'm also going to make a little drink because, well, my sister called earlier today and she said, you know what? You are so worried about your stomach and you're trying not to drink caffeine and all that stuff, but you sure did just eat some Christmas cheese out of the refrigerators. So maybe don't eat the Christmas cheese. She has a point. Whatever, you're not interested in my ailments, I know, but it takes over a part of your life and you just find yourself going on about it. So this is my friend Meta. So back when we lived in a place that we could enjoy time with our neighbors, where they could come over and you could serve them a drink and spend time together, we would make this drink. Now, hold on, I'm putting some ice. I'm gonna put some white wine. If y'all don't know about the Oyster Bay, this is $9 worth of good enough, And so I'm gonna put some of that in there with the ice cubes. And then if you have been thinking, I'm almost out of wine. Also, I don't know how to make my wine have a higher alcohol content. Might I suggest Aperol? This here is an Aperol Spritz. You put the Aperol in with the white wine. I use Prosecco for this a lot, but I don't have any. So going with some Aperol here. Kind of give it a little stir around. You can put some sparkly water. I've heard said recently that one should not water down their alcohol at a time like this, but I'm going to. And then make yourself a little lemon. All I have is, lime. Oh my God, it's an orange. Make yourself a little piece of orange. You can do it with a vegetable peeler. This is a tangerine, not ideal. Oh, look, it fell right in there. All right, so anyway, throw some fruity stuff in there and work it around. Oh, it's so refreshing, and it's pink, and it looks like spring. And here's our salmon. It still needs to cook on the other side, but I'm going to show you this side, and I don't even have to sample it because it's not science this time, friends. It's good.